Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. The new wave of Batman-related action figures produced by Mcfarlane Toys are already out. So just check your local Walmarts and Targets for availability of such products. I was out this afternoon looking for the 12-inch statue, especially the red and black variant. Was not successful looking for that action figure. Checked out my Target and the new Batman stuff were there. Mixed with the new Batman action figures was this action figure, the Flashpoint Batman. There was about 3 action figures of this, and guess what? There were also other collectors there, and we snagged this Flashpoint Batman compared to the newer stuff. So let's take this out of packaging and review it. The general content of this action figure purchase would be 2 pistols of the IWI variety Desert Eagle 50 caliber. So the next item, of course, the main meat of this purchase would be the Batman action figure. This is the masked variant from the Flashpoint Paradox of Batman. This is the Thomas Wayne Batman. For articulation between these two figures, since they share the same body, it is the same articulation points, standard Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse articulation points. So if you have one of these figures on board, then you are familiar with the other. The only difference between these two would be on the neck and the head area. So let's take into consideration the Thomas Wayne Batman because we have an exposed head, an unmasked head, and we have a cowl hanging on the back of the figure plus that hair. It impedes the articulation point of really looking up, so not much on the head tilts, but we have a really great looking head sculpt of Thomas Wayne, so no problems with looking sidewards, left and right, down, still okay, but with really head tilts, that is where this figure quite suffers just a little bit because of the tolerances on this area. So we have the cowl or the mask folded on the back of the head or the neck, and we have that hair, but actually there is still about a decent point of clearance, but that's it comparatively speaking with regards to this other one, this new guy that I have on board. This really articulates with the tilts. Really, you could see the difference that he could really look up nicely because we don't have any hindrance on this part over here. So he could really look up really nice and high, look down really nice and low. You could even have a little bit of noggin, and left and right motions are just okay. Okay, so next thing that we're going to talk about would be the details on this action figure. Well, this is a figure that was released last year, so what? It is still a very good looking action figure. I was holding on to this and comparing it to the other Batman action figures that were on shelves, the new ones, the new releases. However, I just can't connect with them. Even though I know that they are based from a certain comic book of Batman comic book series, I just couldn't find the appeal to purchase the figure. But with this one, it wasn't just because I already had the unmasked version. That's the reason why that I would possibly buy the masked version. No, that's not it. It's with regards to the figure itself. When you take a look at this figure, you really know that this figure has a certain vibe or Batman appeal to it. So it's just not about the overall bling that's on the figure, because this is a very simple Batman figure. It's just cape, cowl, and guns, and of course utility belt. But the total execution on how this action figure was really molded and put into life in toy form, when you take a look at it, there is really that awe appeal to it, especially the masked variant. Because the unmasked variant, of course, we know, okay, that's Thomas Wayne. But the Batman is the Batman. When you take a look at that face and that symbol and those crest on the shoulders, there's that really woo that you would, if this was a real person and you see this in a dark alley, or see this Batman in a dark alley or in a very shadowy area, you're going to really fear this guy. So the fear effect, 150 to 250%. Overall projection on, especially on the details on the action figure, how this was molded and designed, even though we have a little bit of well, the ball marks are exposed for articulation. The shoulder seems to be quite long because of the design, and plus the balls, the hand balls or articulation balls on this are really quite big also, lengthening the hand area, so the arms looks quite long. But it's actually just okay after a while that you have this figure on board. So I now understand why this figure is really sought after, even pricier on the secondary market. And as for the back of the figure, really love how the cape would fall on the back, especially the creases, knowing that we have a certain structure that these points would fall on. So especially how that the scallops would be cut on the end. So really nice execution, because compared to other Batman action figures that we have, just like this, the Three Jokers Batman, it's okay, but the scallops are, well, they just like look like a jigsaw from or maybe the point of a saw, of a wood saw. So you won't, if you take a look just at this, you won't really have that bat cape appeal, not like this one. So it's really different, especially how the mold would fall on the side over here, that the cape would fall a little bit inner this way, and we would see the edges of the cape. Really nice depiction of Flashpoint Batman. So we have 3 Batman action figures just for a point of comparison, so you would know how this older Batman action figure would scale with the more recent releases by Todd Mcfarlane. So we have the Pattison Batman, the Three Jokers Batman, and we have Thomas Wayne Batman. So as you could see, the mold would be really different between these 3 guys. Proportions also, and the size of the head would also be different. With regards to total appeal, which figure would be the scariest of the 3? Of course, our opinions would differ, so just comment on the comment section which Batman of these three variety would be the scariest of them all. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next review.